Hey, what's up, all you budding Elliott wave theorists out there? This is Ryan Henry with TrendLizard.com, bringing you another thrilling video regarding Elliott wave and some good buying opportunities for you. So I want to show you the Elliott wave theory and why it's not as complex and confusing as so many people make it out to be out there, and to show you why when you apply it the right way, keep it simple, it works, and it's the most powerful theory out there. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to take a look at some of the latest stocks that we've been analyzing and posting for you in some of the latest videos. We've looked at Amazon, Nvidia, Micron, Twitter, and of course the ever popular Aurora Cannabis. So I'm going to do updates on all those guys just so you can see what's going on and see if they're still good buying opportunities, which in most cases they are. So without further ado, we got a lot of charts to look at, so get comfortable. Let's take a look. All right, folks, so let's go around the horn here, starting with Amazon, one of the four stocks that I presented to you saying it looked like a good buying opportunity. I did this about a month ago, so I wanted to update these charts and just show you what's going on without spending too much time on any one stock, but getting to the important details of all of them. This is what the important time frame is on Amazon AMZN. It's been in a large 5-wave advance. That's the standard Elliott wave trendy pattern. You're looking for big 5-wave advances. Amazon's been in a large pullback for the latter half of 2018. It's reversed course alongside with the overall market and has formed a very nice constructive pattern off of its low end of 2018. So let's go ahead and zoom in. Here's a look at that pullback that's played out in 2018. You can see that this pullback is a counter trend move. That's what we called it last time. This is why we were interested in it. After it completed this nice 3-wave counter trend pullback, it has embarked on a really strong, purposeful, trendy looking up leg in late 2018, early 2019. Since then, it's been a little bit volatile. I had a few people reach out to me and ask me what's going on, if this is something they need to be concerned with, and my answer is no. This all looks like a counter trend pullback following that 5-wave advance that played out off in early 2019. So let's zoom in one more time. This looks at the advance that's played out over that time. You can see it's a nice 5-wave advance. Again, that's the stuff of trends according to Elliott wave, and so that establishes the direction of the trend. That's bullish stuff. Since then, it's been back and forth. It did set a new high late last week before reversing down on earnings and has had a weak go of it there, but this is all just counter trend movement back and forth. It can move as low as 1460. I don't think it will, but it's likely to test the yellow support area, but from there we will be looking for Amazon to continue its advance and give us more strength and continue the recovery that started back here in late December. So Amazon looks bullish. If you have a position in it, your stop's going to be at 1460. That's where it needs to be. Moving on, let's take a look at Nvidia here. Nvidia was another one that we looked at the start of the year, saying it looked pretty promising, at least in the fact that after completing this large, huge, beautiful, trendy 5-wave advance, it pulled back, found initial support at the very low end of its support area, which is a potent support area. That's a 61.8% retracement of this big up leg here, and that if it could continue up from there, the future would be bright. So I got to be honest with you, I'm not as excited with what's going on with Nvidia so far. It hasn't done anything really wrong. I just don't like how this recovery has played out. It bounced off of the late December low, and then it reversed a big chunk of that, and now it's turning back up again. But I really would like to see a lot more strength here and not back and forth movement. If it continues to go back and forth, this is not where it's at. This is not a guy that I would hold on to for much longer if it continues to falter, and I'll show you exactly what I mean. This looks at the very short-term action here. We're having to make a lot of concessions to be bullish on it, and I'm not a huge fan of that. For the first part here, we're looking for the end of the decline to be a truncated low, meaning the low was actually higher than the true low that happened back here. It happens. It's not the most common thing, but there, already we're getting a little bit creative in our wave labeling here. It does look like the advance off of that low was a 5-wave move, but it got smoked. And last time we looked at it, we said it needed to stay above 132. It's more or less found support at that area and turned higher again, which is a decent sign, but unless it heads directly higher from here, I'm out on Nvidia. I wouldn't want to own it. The level that I'm watching is 137. If it moves below 137, bail. This isn't the guy for you. Just forget about it, and Nvidia is not the stock that we were hoping it would be. So that's the key level. If you hold Nvidia, your stop needs to be at 137. You can continue to hold it as long as it's trading above that level, but if it ever goes below there, you got to get out. So moving on, let's look at Micron technology. This is another one that sports a really nice, super strong 5-wave advance. It pulled back. It found support near the low end of its support area and is kicking off to the upside again. This one looks very good. Let's zoom in. This looks at that pullback that happened in late 2018. It kind of followed a downtrending trend line here. You can see it's busted above that. That's a good indication. We said if it got above 36, that would be a good sign. It's done that. These are all bullish things, and it looks constructive off that low. It looks like it has more to go. If we zoom in and look at that advance, we can see that it looks like a 5-wave move. So what we think is going to happen, we think Micron is getting somewhat close to a high for this initial up leg. A move below 37 at any point says that this initial up leg is over and that a larger pullback is going to happen. When that happens, we'll be looking for a pullback that lasts at least a couple weeks, probably a few weeks, maybe a month, and stays above 32.50. So you're going to see a larger pullback come down, find a low somewhere in this area, and then head off to the upside again. So depending on your time frame, you can play this a couple different ways. If you're playing it on a very short-term time frame, use 37 as your stop level. Get out before the larger pullback comes. If you're playing it on a longer time frame, you want to just hold it as long as it's trading above 32.50. As long as it's trading above that level, the future is going to continue to look bright for Micron, and you're going to want to continue to hold it. So here's the next one. Here's Twitter. This is the fourth stock we looked at the start of the year, saying that this looked like a good buying opportunity. And the reason was because of this nice 5-wave advance that played out off the 2017 low. It pulled back, found support again right around a 61.8% retracement of this up leg, and is trying to bounce. So if it continues that strength, the future will look bright for Twitter. This zooms in and takes a closer look at that bounce off the 2017 low. You can see that it's a nice trendy move, and you can see that it found support at a 61.8% retracement twice and is trying to bounce again. So we're going to zoom in even further. Here is what's going on off of that late December low. It looks like a trendy 5-wave move. This is pretty similar to Micron, what we just looked at. If it moves below 32, that's an indication that this initial up leg has ended and some type of larger multi-week pullback is probably going to take shape before Twitter continues its advance upward. So if you're a very short-term trader, use 32 as a stop. That's the point that you can get out, take your profits, wait for the next up leg. If you're not, if you're more of a midterm trader, hold on tight to Twitter as long as it's trading above 29.25. As long as it's above this level, it's going to be bullish on a longer time frame. So that's going to be a good buying opportunity. So moving on, now we are looking at Aurora Cannabis. This one we've looked at several times. We looked at it fairly recently, saying it looked like an important low was in. It had found support after tracing out this large counter-trend pullback, found a low right around the previous lows, and has really kicked off to the upside. Was up nearly 9% today, and it's looking great. So let's zoom in. Here's that pullback in a little bit more detail. Here's the recovery that's kicked off since December. You might notice the trend here that they're all kind of shooting higher off the December's low. And let's zoom in even further. Here it is. Looks like a 5-wave advance. Exactly what we were calling for. And so far so good. However, it does look like Aurora Cannabis could be getting closer to a near-term high. A move below 7 at any point says that this initial up leg has ended and that you're going to get a larger counter-trend pullback before the overall advance resumes. So we definitely remain bullish on Aurora Cannabis, but we are aware that a larger pullback could happen sometime soon, because once you get the completion of a 5-wave move in one direction, you get a correction of that 5-wave advance. Just like we did here, we had a 5-wave advance, we got a correction of it. We got a 5-wave advance here, it was corrected. So expect something like that for the entire move. Once you see a move below 7, that's an indication that the larger pullback is at hand, and that would tell you to be aware that a multi-week pullback is happening before the advance resumes. As long as it stays above 6 overall, Aurora Cannabis is going to remain bullish and have a ton of potential for the future. So those are the levels you want to look at. So, hey, thanks for watching my video. I hope you like this stuff. I hope it's helpful. I hope it's making your trading easier, and it makes it easier for you to understand the Elliott wave theory, how it works, and that it very much does work. Please subscribe to this channel. It helps me continue to put out new videos all the time, and we'll just keep going. So have a great night, and we will talk to you very soon. Thanks.